Also is a very interesting pairing. Maybe next year we could do that. But anyway, thank you so much for being here. You're going to be part of a very exclusive group that is going to explore the beauties of white port. Not many people know that white port is actually exists. White grapes, yes, but white port, no. So I think it's going to be an interesting journey of discovery. And we have three experts here. I am not an expert. My name is Louisa and I work for the IVDP, which is the Porto and Douro's Wine Institute. But I'm very fortunate to have on team Miguel Braga from Quinta das Lamelas, Carlos Flores, J.H. Andresen, and Elisabete Almeida from DR Ports. And they all produced absolutely fabulous white ports that you're going to taste today. Anyway, so I've called this Hidden Gems because I really consider that white ports, they're being mined, they're being marketed very discreetly, and that's perhaps why you haven't heard of them yet. But by the time you leave this seminar, I think you'll be very eager to go out into the world and fly the white port flag. That is our expectation of you today. Anyway, so for those who don't know anything about, and this is going to be very, very quick, a lot of people don't know that the Douro is in fact the world's first regulated wine region. Okay, demarcated, yes, but we went further. So the Portuguese, it was like going to the moon. No one had ever thought of how can we regulate anything, let alone a wine region, which is extremely difficult. And so in 1756, a whole set of specifications came about where everything was regulated from the vineyard to the glass. And that was also, I think, a very important step as far as consumer protection also, because it came into existence. We were thinking about you, not thinking about ourselves. So producing a product that we could certify as being genuine and made to a certain set of specifications that were in the law, which I think was absolutely fascinating. Think of Bordeaux. Everyone knows Bordeaux wines. It took them 99 years to catch up with us. So, you know, the Portuguese were way ahead. Are these real? Oh, no, no. So the Portuguese were way ahead of Bordeaux until 1855. Again, if you've ever been to the Douro, you'll have seen this. If you haven't, we look forward to seeing you very, very soon. It is a wonderful region, and it makes, because it's a mountain region and it's the world's biggest mountain winemaking region, although it's small, you can see that all the different profiles, all the different altitudes, all the diversity of grape varieties will give you not one profile, but 1,000 profiles of port and more of Douro wines as well. So unlike flat regions, we have so much more to offer. And of course, it all comes down, basically, you can plant the same variety, grape variety here, you can plant it up there, and the result will be completely different. As you probably understand, the higher up you go, the cooler it is, less acidity perhaps, more concentration. And don't forget that the Douro is also a very poor soil as well. So what we're looking for is concentration in our wines, but also acidity and balance. This is what we're looking for. And again, we're blessed. The Douro is really, truly blessed. We make everything, and we make everything top class, according to specifications. And the only thing we don't make is actually ice wine. But we produce everything else, and we produce it to the highest standards possible. Now, of course, it all has to do with consumer protection. So we're thinking about you. We've been thinking about you since 1756. So because we're lucky to live in the European Union, and we look for the seals of guarantee on cheese or biscuits or port or whatever. This was a brand new concept back then. So, you know, I think you probably have to thank the Portuguese for remembering and setting up this whole system way back in 1756. A little word about us. Every winemaking region has to have a regulating body, otherwise it makes no sense. The specifications, again, have to be enforced by a regulating body that is absolutely unbiased, and that's us. We've been around since 1933, and if you ever come to Porto, please visit. We're open to the public, and we're dying for you to come and discover more port. But there you go, this is our mission. I'm here on a mission, along with Elisabete, Carlos, and Miguel. We're all here on a mission. But obviously, quality control is the name of the game for us. We're also involved in the legal protection of the words Porto, Douro, and Turiense, because obviously anything that has value will be imitated, will be copied. So again, we ask you as our future ambassadors, if you ever see a bottle that says port, but it doesn't have a seal of guarantee, take a photo, send it to us, and we'll get into action. That is one of our very important missions. So, you know, we did actually have someone who's here as an exhibitor. He was here in the Netherlands and he saw something that said port cheese. And you can only use the word port when you're talking about fortified wine from the Douro. He took some photos, sent them to us, and we took legal action. So please be our ambassadors from now on. All we want is for you to take a photo, say, I saw this, and we will take it from there. So over the years, of course, nothing stands still in the Douro. We love tradition, but we love to innovate. So I've highlighted some of the more recent changes. You will see, for example, that the whites, again, this is a very, very recent development. Most of them are from 2022, when we opened up the white category. And in 2025, in other words, this year, we created the 80 years old category as well. So we're always evolving. Oh, sorry about that. I preempted my own presentation, but I was going to mention that the Netherlands has to work very, very hard to keep up with the rest of the world, because this is where, again, where we need you to step in, is the fact that you guys you buy, but I mean, look at where you are, the Netherlands, okay? So, okay, you buy port, but you tend to buy the younger standard categories. So we want to see you over here. That is the name of the game, okay? So you've got the will, you've got the knowledge, you've got everything going for you. So in a few years' time, we want to see you right up there. Denmark, US, and why not the Netherlands? Easy. So again, here we are being very generous with your money. But anyway, this again, don't forget, we've been around since, wow, centuries. But again, innovation is very important. So innovation with tawny ports and white ports as well. Some of these beautiful white ports you're going to taste today. These are some of the aromas that you can possibly find. Again, white is the only category, and you're going to be able to taste a rare aged dry white port. Now this is rare. Again, white is mainly sweet, but it's also the only category where you can find dry port. For those who don't like sweet, dry whites also exist. And Miguel is going to talk us through one of his little soldiers, one of his armies. Anyway, so this is, again, to give you an idea of how varied the profile of white port can be. Lots of things for you to discover. So again, traditional versus modern. And nowadays, people are very conscious about sugar. So again, you can find different sugar levels within the white port category. And again, everything is a blend in the Douro, be it a blend of sub-regions, a blend of vineyards, altitude, exposition, and of course the ports themselves as they age through time. Now, I'm going to pass this very important mission on to Miguel Braga, who is going to explain a little bit, or maybe a lot, into the 20-year-old dry white port. Miguel,
Okay,
over
thank
to you.
So first you have to explain how we make port. So first we stop the fermentation. What is the fermentation? It's a bug that is in the fruit that eats sugar, everybody, and shits alcohol. That is a fermentation. In port, what we do, we kill it. We put aguardente, that is brandy. We kill the yeast, that bug, and we make port. So if you let the fermentation go on, you have less sugar. Less sweetness, not sugar, less sweetness. Because the sugar is natural, it's from the grapes. We are not French, we don't put sugar in the wine, okay? Remember that. So we let the fermentation go further, and we have here more or less 40 grams of sugar in the end, okay? Can we taste?
Can we?
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Bring it, please. So this is very simple. We're going to taste a wine from a house that is the 4th generation of port producer. The house starts in 1834, and this is not common. Have old, white, dry. Normally, so here is the guy that is the owner of the house. A big applause to him. He arrived late,
You're
like
welcome.
usual. So.
Can you make it?
And a characteristic of the house that they always made dry whites. So, and to put in the barrel a dry white is very difficult because you have less sugar. The aging process is a little bit different. So you have to take care more of the child. If you have less sugar, you have to have more careful for the aging. Because the aging process, what is, we lose sugar, we lose water and alcohol, and you concentrate the wine. Concentrate the sweetness, but also acidity. And that is the key balance of a port. So a port in the end is a ménage à trois in your mouth. It's alcohol, sweetness, and acidity. With those three things all together, so this is port. So this is completely different from what you are used to taste in port. No? So this with sushi?
Yes. Oh, absolutely delicious. But I would also say, for example, I'm a vegetarian, so I would say, for example,
nobody's perfect.
I know. That's me. I love it. I love embracing diversity. Thank you, muito obrigada. But I would say something along the lines of a vegetarian quiche. I would absolutely love to try, and this is, again, it's a pleasure because these dry, white, aged ports are so rare. And also, something else we say, and it's not because we live in the Douro, or we live in Portugal, where it's 28 degrees at the moment, always serve your ports chilled.
Chill, yeah.
Always. Be it ruby, tawny, white, always serve your ports chilled.
Because room temperature is rubbish.
It is.
Room temperature was, I don't know, 50 years ago,
Yeah.
that the houses were 16 and the cellar was 5.
Exactly.
Then you have to chambriar,
Exactly.
warm up. But now the houses are 20s, and so it's impossible.
It's too warm.
So the best place to keep your port bottle is in the door of your fridge. Yeah, the door of your fridge. The color can be a little bit different after, but the taste is the same. And most important thing, when you pick up the butter, you don't forget the bottle. Always. So we have to open another one.
Exactly. So. Oh, yes. Always. Always be prepared.
So what is your experience?
It's less sweet than the other ports.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's extra dry.
Yeah, it's dry. Yeah, exactly.
No, it's around 40 grams. So the sweetness that we have after is 3 times more. So
That's what I would notice.
huh?
Here.
My humor. Oh, you don't see nothing yet.
Okay. So this is the second.
This is the second, this one.
Okay.
You have questions?
Second one is
This one.
that. Okay.
Yes,
Huh?
you can answer.
No,
No, this was the first one.
this is the second one.
Okay. 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 So can we serve it now, please? Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we can.
I
serve
hope
it.
only 3 days. Okay. But you can for months, no problem.
I've seen a European size.
No problem. But keep it cool.
And fake.
Yeah. That's why you use the hard top bottles in the tonics and in the whites, so you can use several times. There is no problem.
Can easily last for 2 months. Or?
No problem.
So I
No
think
problem.
maybe
It
we're
can
ready for
be
the second
turf
one.
because of the difference of temperatures, but the taste is the same.
Okay, folks, I think we're ready for the second port. Yeah. Right? Yeah, here.
And
So-
we don't drink?
I think we're all on a diet, Miguel.
What do you do differently with the dry ports when aging? Because you said it was more
Let me
different.
help.
The aging process is you lose liquid, we lose the evaporation. Okay?
Eu tenho jeito para
And the
isto.
concentration is
Eu tenho jeito
sweetness.
para isto.
In here you don't have it. So the balance
Isto
between
aqui eu fui
sweetness and
empregada de
acidity
mesa, portanto também
is
sem servir
you
garrafa,
have to
também sem servir
have
copo.
good environment, very careful because it's very difficult. The port age because he has sweetness against acidity.
Next, yes.
He don't have the sweetness.
No, mas é-
It's very difficult. What you change? I don't know. No.
As to have less residual sugar, you need to ferment it longer.
Longer, yeah.
But then
You-
less aguardiente.
Yes, you stop with aguardiente, but you let the sweetness, the fermentation go longer. Imagine, normally we pass
Sorry,
3-4
it's okay, I
days
can get through,
before
don't
you
worry.
cut.
Is there any
Then
left over for the
5 or
speaker
6
and
days,
for
and then you
myself?
cut.
This, and what about the first one?
Less aguardiente
First
because
one.
you have alcohol already.
So I'm going to need 2.
And
So I'm going to need the
one
first
thing that
one,
I
the
forgot.
second one. Do you have anything left over?
one
That's
thing
the
that I
second one.
forgot, it's
And the
the
first
dry.
one would be
It's
that
the
one,
only
maybe.
one that can be
Okay,
only
thank you.
16.5 degrees of alcohol. Okay? It's the only one because the port is between 18 and 22 all the time. The only one is the white extra dry, can be 16.5. Okay? So, and you use less aguardiente, of course.
But this was 90. This was 90.
20 years old.
Yeah. Alcohol. Yeah, ABV.
Well, this is a 19, 20, normal. But it can be 16.5 if we want.
And why can this be 16.5?
Because the institute say.
Alright, yeah.
But why does the Institute say that?
I don't know, ask her.
We have a very difficult question for you.
For me? Oh gosh. I'm not going to lose my job, am I?
Porque é que o branco pode ter 16,5? O extra dry.
Oh, why? Okay, well, that's... folks, sorry, this is a very interesting question. So please pay attention to the answer. So someone was asking, why is there a white port with 16.5 degrees of alcohol per volume? It's called a light dry white port, and it has been around for several years. It's not new. It's not very well known, but it is an interesting option for those who do not like a lot of alcohol in their port. So we have the option of having a light white port. It's not dry, I said, it is a light dry white port, sorry, with 16.5 degrees, which is a very interesting light option as far as port is concerned. For standard port, rosé, white, tawny, ruby, the minimum is 18 degrees, and premium categories start at 19 to 22 degrees alcohol by volume. So the reason is, it's an option that the industry thought would be very interesting. I think it will probably become even more important as people want to maybe drink less. They want to drink more but less alcohol. So I think you will probably see it coming into your area in a few years' time, I think. So thank you for your attention. That is why. Right, so shall we get on to the 20-year-old?
You already have, they already drunk.
Miguel também tem.
So, okay.
Whoa.
Very different, no? Yeah, absolutely. Huh? So the first one was for sushi. This, creme brulee.
For dessert, yeah.
Yeah.
You can drink it with everything, right?
I can drink that with a salad. No problem. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. And try to put a spoon of coffee on the sauce of the salad with this. It's amazing. Amazing.
Sounds like again. Try what?
A spoon of coffee with this in the sauce of the salad. Sorry, it's not a spoon with coffee. It's a spoon of coffee. Oh my God, I have to explain everything? You don't understand Portuguese in English? So it's, the measure is a spoon of coffee.
Teaspoon. Yeah. We say teaspoon.
Not tea, coffee. Coffee is smaller. Okay, tea, no problem. Put the bottle, no problem. No problem.
Really?
Put the spit. Okay.
You just needed to serve salads to demonstrate what you mean.
I thought that you bring it.
We're not sure.
They say they bring the food. You only give the wine. Okay.
Okay.
So this is also a 20, but sweet. So this is the normal one. It's 120, 130 grams of sugar.
It's called what?
Grape? No. Because the aging process is exactly the same of the tonies. The tonies are red in the beginning. The aging process, they lose the color. The white, they gain the color. So after 30...
Is it because of the barrel, or is it because of
yes,
the red?
oxidation.
Yeah, okay.
After 30 years, the red and the white, they have the same color.
But they still, one is red and one is white.
Because of the grapes, only. Okay?
Okay, so folks, did Miguel suggest any pairings? Did you suggest any pairings?
This one, creme brulee.
Creme brulee, yes you did, that is correct. What about savory? Can anyone think of a savory pairing?
Well, you told the sushi.
The sushi
No,
was
sushi
for
was
the
for
dry.
the previous one. What about cheese?
Might be, you can pair with practically everything.
Yeah, exactly. I have some suggestions, but of course, I will leave that up to you. But anything from sweet to savory, starter, main course, dessert. These white ports, aged white ports, are really very, very versatile. So think about that. Next time you invite friends round and you want to surprise them, why not? Why not break out a white port to have with your meal? Miguel? Thank you.
I'm dispensed.
You are.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. Absolutely. Woohoo!
És tu.
So I think we can start with wine number 3. And wine number 3 I'm going to grab for you. But let me introduce you to someone that the 3 of them, I've known for the longest. Sometimes we see each other when we're shopping, because we live in Gaia.
Yes.
You don't remember me, okay. Well, okay.
I do.
What can I say?
Since I was a little boy.
Practically, yes, in the sandbox. Anyway, so Carlos Flores is the face of J.H. Andresen. And obviously Carlos will tell you a little bit about the company, but also essentially about the wonderful white ports that he's brought along generously for us to taste. So Carlos, give it a go.
Well, first of all.
Thank you.
Oh, I love this.
Right.
I said nothing and you love this.
Serving.
That's great.
Yes.
But I'll do my best to be serious.
Thank you, fantastic.
I can be serious from time to time. And tell you a bit about something that at Andresen we are very proud of, which is the fact that, in a way, we can say that we did create the category of age indication for white ports. And I'm referring this to you because it was very probably, if not the most interesting thing I was confronted with professionally in my life towards sport. So, everything came from the fact that at some point we had this headache coming to our company, which is still our winemaker and master blender, Alvaro Vanzella. And when he came to work with us, we were willing, obviously, to improve things. And one of the things we did was to go across everything we had, cask by cask, balsero by balsero, tasting everything, reclassifying, seeing what we could improve. And through that route, at some point, we came across very old white ports. And when Alvaro tasted that, he told me, "Hey, Carlos, did you know you had this?" And I said, "Of course I know I had this." Because honestly, after all this time, it never crossed my mind that these white pots could age so well, so we should do something about it. And I said, well, why not? Let's do something about it. This was, I think, around 98. And so we started with the idea. And honestly, very honestly, I don't know. Someone came up with this idea and said, why don't we do 8 indications with white? And well, this is a very long story. I'm going to try to make it very short for you. And what happened was that at some point, after taking that decision, there was this logical question coming in. And we started by designing the 10-year-old. When I say design, I think it's probably interesting for you to know that when we are talking about age indication, we are talking about blends of different wines of different ages that result in an average of. So, as you can imagine, you can reach an average in many different ways. Fortunately, otherwise, everything would taste alike, and that would be very boring. But this said, when we looked at it, we said, okay, and Alvaro asked me, so, what do you want the 10 to be? And I gave him a very clear and honest answer. I don't have the faintest idea. I don't know. This thing doesn't exist. So, we said, okay, so how are we going to design this? How are we going to define this? And we went to a process that, looking backwards, I find very funny. What we did was very simple. we took as much samples of white ports from the market as we could, and we defined what we didn't like. As simple as that. If you don't know what you want to do, at least you should know what you don't want to do. Yeah. And that was the first clue. Secondly, we profited also to design these plans in a different perspective, because as Louisa transmitted you, we are in face of, I'm almost sure, probably the most regulated wine in the whole world. So the latitude that you have in each category to do it differently is not as big as that, but it exists. But by doing something from scratch, and all this happened between walls because we were not talking about it, the thing didn't exist, so it was, conversation, secret conversations, so to say, between us discussing how we're going to do this. We decided, because we had this chance of coming from scratch zero, to introduce something else, which was, okay, let's go not only by age, let's think about moment of consumption. With what, when. And so, when you go through the range, so the 10, 20, the 40, we designed them according to that. So, when Alvaro asked me about the 10, and we had a much more clear idea, I told him, well, I think that what we should try to get was something that would be suitable as an aperitif, during a meal, as a dessert, or by itself. And he said, you're crazy, that's not possible. And I said, well, there's an old saying from my father, which is very simple. The impossible takes some time. Miracles, a little bit more. So you take your time and do the thing, and we'll get there. I think we got there. Because actually, in the whole range of what we do, is by far the most versatile port we have. And you can literally do it as an aperitif, during a meal, as a dessert, or on its own. So it's uncompromising. That's why I like it so much. I don't know if you already tasted. I wasn't paying attention. Okay. Well, good sign, because everything is empty. It means that it's easy drinking. And that is key. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but there's something very funny about that, which is on the attack. So your first contact is sweet.
Is there any wine?
You get these notes of honey or canned peach, stuff like that. Any wine. Then your meat taste becomes nutty. Then you get some more complexity. But the finish of the wine is dry. It has a certain dryness, and that's the key, because it's funny because you start sweet but you went dry.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a glass.
And that small detail, it's key because it makes it lighter. It makes it easygoing. It makes it, as I usually say, and I love to say it, it makes it dangerous, because you don't find a reason to stop drinking it unless the bottle is empty. It happens to me often, so that's brilliant. How can you pair this? Well, as an aperitif, simple, I would say, with all ports that are aged in barrel. You can use it with salty dry fruits. I think it's always a simple, effective solution as an aperitif. It's always good. If you want to have it with a meal, I would suggest something like foie gras, pain raisin, and a small salad. You'd never think about it, huh? But I hope you like it. If you don't, there are other recipes.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
So today is Saturday. Okay. We, IVDP, hosted some candidates for the Master of Port Canada competition that we organized. And several of them suggested actually duck with the 20-year-old. Sort of duck in an orange sauce, or an orange sauce reduction. I thought that would be, again, a very splendid combination with a 20-year-old port. 10-year-old in this case. But it also goes very well with the 20. Anything tawny or white, or even the white, because the white is very delicate. Duck can be very delicate, but also the acidity cuts through the fat of the duck.
Which is great.
And there is a link between the orange flavors of the notes of the white port and also in the sauce as well. So I thought that was a very interesting pairing. Sorry, but I'm just sharing a little bit of knowledge from Canada.
No, thank you very much. The only problem is that I'm getting more and more thirsty and more hungry. But anyway.
I know.
Besides that, it's a good idea. Well, this set as a dessert, up to you, a white cheese. Something that I do often because I'm a disaster in the kitchen. I can handle those things.
Fantastic.
So I rely on very simple things. You take a portion of vanilla ice cream, put a little bit on top, a glass aside. It's fantastic. So, as Miguel suggested, the famous creme brulee, as long as it's not too brulee, because it's not even good, or too creamy. So it's really, really very versatile. And I think that another thing that you also could identify is that it has the natural sweetness, but it's well balanced with freshness. That's an obsession with us. We like sweetness, but we don't like that sweetness somehow hides all the rest. Well, now, let's get to something more serious. Okay, now, this is a different game. This is a different game because, a lot of people, and it's natural they do so, is they ask us which are the grape varieties that you have in this or that wine. When it comes to our, I still call it's not correct now, because after the new 50-year-olds and 8-year-olds, what used to be referred as over 40, it's over. Now we are meant to call them 40.
Exactly.
And I do respect it, but in here, I'm sorry, this is over 40 because it's slightly older than the 40. Mm-hmm. That's how I say, huh? I'm compelling with the rules, Louisa. May I
just add that obviously every port that has a seal of guarantee has been strictly monitored and tested and approved by us. We have 5 laboratories in the building, and we also have a tasting chamber, which is the world's first accredited wine tasting chamber. So it's worth going to visit, even if it's just for that. But one thing that Carlos is saying is he says that this particular baby of his, a 40-year-old, it probably is more than 40 years old. Now, what we determine is that it has the minimum standard to be a 40-year-old. So it could actually be older, but it meets all the criteria of a 40-year-old port. Correct, Carlos?
Oh, yes. And honestly, I think it's worth it that you pay a visit whenever you pass by Porto. Visit the Port Wine Institute, and not for the best reasons, but when you do, remember how I look, and it will explain you why I'm like this, because I have to deal with them on a daily basis, and they really don't let you move so much. But one of the things that's worth seeing is their tasting chamber, because it was one of the first, if not the first tasting chamber to be certified in the world. Ask her. I don't even care. I don't want to know. The only thing I can tell you is that gives us very, very little space. Now, it's a lot of criteria, and it's too crazy for me. But this said, so I was talking about grape varieties. When it comes to our 40, what I can tell you is we have a mix of old grape varieties. And it would be a lie to tell you that we know that we have X% of this, X% of that, X% of that. It's not true. You can see it here. It's written, clearly written somewhere.
I've seen.
Mixed varieties from old vines. Why? Because in this blend we do have some very, very old ports. And that's why. And we don't have the tracking, the precise tracking of which grapes were there. Besides, in the region, still a lot of the vineyards have mixed grape varieties. So it's not like the things that you find either in Italy or in France, with everything is scientifically separated. This doesn't exist. Historically, and well, that's a good question.
The thing was, some grape varieties was better 1 year and then now. Okay, so that is normal. That is normal. But the old vineyards in Douro, they are all mixed. Because on average, the year is always good.
There you go. Yeah. No. Not at all. All ports are blends. No exception. When you're talking about single harvest tonnage or vintage ports or LBV, what you have is still a blend. The only difference is that it is a blend from wines from that precise year, which is different from something like this, where you have wines that are really very much younger than 40 or much older than 40. Now, the other thing is, I made you some suggestions about how to pair the 10. What would I suggest to pair with the 40? I never do. I don't need. Because if you give it 2 seconds and you let it open up, you'll fully understand what I mean. So, Miguel guessed me, the way I pair it is with the next glass. And it always works, I can assure you. It's really, really, really good. One thing that you can see, and that comes also from the aging process, is that you have this very precise acidity and freshness around the wine. That is key. So the way you age things plays the role. I usually say that when I'm confronted, and sometimes I'm lucky enough to be, with a very old wine, my first question, my first mindset is, okay, let's taste the thing and see what's left. Why? Because being old by itself means nothing to me. It's just old. It's not the fact that it's old, it's how it has aged. You see, look at me. Look at Miguel. We stopped aging. We don't age.
I'm 85.
Why?
He's 140.
Something like that. Well, you wouldn't say, but yes, it's true. It's true. I must confess, it's true. So this said, well.
Very. It's port. It's the port.
Well, that is the last thing. I can't be, by nature, it's my character, and I apologize before you. I can't be politically correct. I'm not. I got too old for that. So, because there's all this environment we're going through, the only thing I can tell you, and Louisa explained to you also, the reason why nowadays we have specific ports with less alcohol, I think it's great in the sense that it gives you the choice. So you can choose the route you wish. But I must confess to you, I'm a pot drinker for a very long time. And I won't stop. Because of any kind of ideas. Because I feel great. And I still follow a rule that was passed to me by my father when I started working. He was very strict. And that day, I decided that I wanted to have a coffee. And I was going to have a coffee. And he caught me, going through the offices. I said, hey, where are you going? I said, oops. I was just going to have a coffee? Don't do that. Okay. Come with me. I said, okay. And I had this small glass of water. And he said, take that. And I looked at him and I said, well, with all due respect, it's 10 a.m. Come on. It's 10 a.m. I said, take that. Only that, not more than that, but take that. And forget about your coffee. You know why? I still do it whenever I'm in Porto. It's my 10 a.m. coffee. Okay? And I love it. Well, thanks for your time, attention, and patience. Have some port.
Yes, I am.
How much we have? 10 minutes. We have 10 minutes. That's the rest. 10 minutes.
I told you. I have this problem, you see. Yeah, we start talking about it and we can't stop. Oh, thank you. Come on.
Tasting information, new project, and Elisabete Almeida from DR Ports is going to talk us through the tasting and also a little bit about the company.
The company. So I feel a little intimidated to talk now. I will try to be short and concise. First of all, I think it's very important to be here. And the reason we are all here, we were invited, of course, but the idea is to promote a region and to promote port. Holland is one of the biggest markets of port wine since ever. It's one of the biggest, but we have a problem that is the knowledge. In the last years, we didn't manage to show the Dutch people that we do different ports. So our task here, our mission is to show you that Douro wine is the oldest demarcated wine region in the world, is old. It's struggle, it's not easy. We have ups, we have downs, but we are still here. And we want to continue. We have old producers, we have new producers, we have a new generation of producers like ourselves. We are not as old as Andresen, not as old as Quinta das Lamelas. We only have 25 years. The owner is a family, Mr. Domingos Ribeiro. He didn't inherited the estate, the brand. He started from the beginning, 25 years ago. And his idea since the beginning was to produce high quality ports, different ports, old ports, and that's why we are here. We are not specialized only in white ports, we also do tawny ports, very old tawny ports, but at the moment we have already very interesting old white ports. We start with this one, Colheita 2010. Colheita means harvest, it's the same as vintage, so as Carlos said, we don't have, all the ports are blend, we blend different grape varieties, so what we have here different is the year. Okay, so this wine is from 2010, was in barrique, in barrels, wood barrels, for 14 years, since it was bottled last year. So it's a 14 years old white. This white is a young white compared with the whites that you have tasted before. It's the style of our brand. We try to be we try to be rich in flavor, in aromas, with complexity, but at the same time, and our winemaker always says this, we try to be very balanced. Balance the richness, the complexity, the sweetness, and the acidity. All these are important factors to have balanced ports. So I hope you enjoy it. So here we have aromas of honey, nuts. You can find already the nuts in this port. Some honey with a long finish. So the ports, like Carlos said, I have the same opinion. Nowadays we live in the pairing era. We need to pair wine with everything. It's what it is. In my point of view, the richness of port allow us to drink port without anything. Just drink port in good conditions, fresh, not chilled, because otherwise you will not feel, smell, or anything. Fresh, of course, and it's enough. Okay, it's good if you drink with desserts and with other things, but I think port wine is rich enough to stand by itself. It's my point of view, and there is some people that agree with that. So drink port. In this case, it's a very achievable port. And I have to say this, and the white ports are very important, or they were very important. Like I told you, it's an old region. We live in an area in the north of Portugal. It's not easy to produce port. We struggle a lot because of the weather, because of the lack of people.
Everyone is marveled by them.
No.
They're away, they're flying away.
Okay. So, like I said, it's not easy to produce port. And the white port was something that existed in the region, like Carlos said. Andresen was the first brand to put old white ports in the bottles, but at the time it was not very common to bottle and to buy old white ports. So these old whites, when they came, it was something fresh, because people were starting to be tired with the old tawny ports, rubies. So white ports brought some fresh air to the business and attracted new consumers. And that's why we are also here. It's to show that we live in a region that is very old, but we have a lot to offer. A lot of styles, different ports for different people to drink in different occasions, and that is it's our mission for the future. And so now we go to the second one. Like I told you, this was the youngest white old port that we have, and now we go to the 30 years old. Nowadays, we have, I will tell you the white ports that we have. We are young, but we have already a lot of white ports. We have two colheitas, we have 20 years old, 30 years old, 50 years old, 70 years old, and 19 years old. 90 years old. So just to show you how focused we are in continue this way to continue to produce high quality ports. So the 30 years old port, what you will find here, it's a blend. And when I say a blend, I'm not talking about the grapes, I'm talking about the years of the ports. So it's a blend of different ports, aged in average 30 years, and they were aged in small barrels. All the old ports, Tony style or white old ports, they are all aged in barrels, not in big vats. Okay, so here It's very rich, this one. In the mouth, you can have here aromas of the wood. They are very present. You have some orange, also flavors. This one has a very long end, and the acidity is really very good here too.
Well done. Muito bom.
I'm sorry?
No one was going
Don't
to,
be
I was
sorry.
going to give
As pessoas estão sempre só.
and all the
Nunca estou
beautiful
sorry. Tu
flavors
estás
and
sorry.
aromas
Só
that
dizem,
you
I'm
can
sorry,
find
I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
with the ports that Elisabete
Shit happens. That's it.
presented. Does
Não
anyone
estás
have
sorry.
a food pair they'd like to share with us?
Por acaso gostei disto. Luís Rodrigo. Ok, pronto, ok.
Ice cream is good.
Pronto. Foi bom, pá. Gostei. Bom trabalho com isso.
Like a vino de meditación, something along those lines. You just drink it on its own.
Yes, with your friends. Relax in your room.
Mas eu não pensei que fosse
Or alone. Or alone. Watching TV or listen to music. Why not? Why not?
Já sei. Já vi o filme todo. Isso. Vinho, coisa nova. Não era isto propriamente que eu estava à espera. Muito afininho. Olha.
It doesn't have to have a special occasion attached to it. It can just be whatever you feel like. Either sharing it, having food, or just drinking it on its own. And again, the message here is versatility, diversity of profiles. There's so much to be found. And so my suggestion is, first of all, a big round of applause for our three. On behalf of Carlos, Miguel, Elisabete, and Louisa, we now invite you to go out into the port world and discover more.
I have to say one.
This is just a warm-up. Yeah, come on.
So
This is just a warm-up.
I think it's important to say
Did you? No.
this event.
Wait.
I just want to say, because this is important, it's very rare to bring so many producers together in an event. So it's really, really amazing what Gerda and Chris did to bring everybody here, all the producers, organizing an event, a masterclass like this. It's really, really amazing. So it's there. It was not